Hello friends, this is Cold Run, back with Dragon Age, Rise of Sera. We are here in this little courtyard where we just met our new archer friend over there, and she was the best thing in the world. And so this time, we have a couple of things we could do. But the main thing, if I can remember how I can get to the world map, there we are, is we're going to... Wait, where'd that go? I swear there was a quest up here that I wanted to do. There we are, the Imperial Enchanter. Because right now we're like over here. This is where we are right now. That's why I was like, wait, where's the thing right north of us? So yeah, we're going to do this quest, the Imperial Enchanter, because the first Enchanter of Montsemard invited us to her salon at the Chateau of... Oh, I love those words. So we're going to meet that person. So let's see. And that was an invitation we got back in... Excuse me, in Val Royeaux. So fancy, highfalutin, as to be expected for an Orlesian diplomat.
Lady
Or
Lavellen, on behalf of the Inquisition.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
oh, I love that face ruff. They're all true. Let's investigate.
About me? Some say that when the veil opened, Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade.
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
Is fair like metal or iron?
She finds it amusing.
So then de fer, I swear fair means like as French for... I don't know about French. I know that it has like a Latin root that's rooted in metal, so maybe she's like a swordswoman.
I've heard very little about Duc Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
Older dude,
And
okay.
of course, there's the civil war. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Bastien and
Tearing up
son-in-law.
veils in a foolish bid for power, it will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
So Bastien and Gaspard, the son-in-law, some kind of civil war stuff going on of some kind. What have you heard about me? Everything they've told you is fact. It's idle gossip. I mean, I kind of asked this already,
Some of
but
those storytellers may have gotten carried away.
But only for the best effect. The Inquisition is a ripe subject for wild tales.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously.
so this isn't Bastien. This was a younger guy, I think.
Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
As if I don't see that sword right there. May I want justice for the divine. I don't think I care that much about it. What's your point? No, I'm not going to concede that ground. This is a holy calling. Nope. We're restoring
The
peace.
Inquisition is working to restore peace and order to Thedas.
Yeah.
Here comes the outsider, restoring peace with an army.
Well, what else would we restore peace with in this
we
world?
know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a woman of honor, you would step outside and answer the charges.
Oh, you're doing the whole formal thing.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests.
Get wrecked, dude. This is... Oh my god. Are you...
know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
Look at that
You should.
grace.
Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear?
Is that a frost
My
spell
lady
or a
Gordon
web
was
spell?
caught in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
Whoa. Okay, so what does that mean? That, I don't care, kill him, let him go. I'm not gonna go kill him. He's being a dick, but I don't care that much. I won't be... I don't know, maybe it's like he's beneath me. He's not even like under my skin. Um, that little burst of light around this, that happened before we got the should she join thing. So maybe this means that I'm about to take an action that will like decide things in some way, or that will be significant beyond just a conversational option. I'll go with I don't care.
The Marquis doesn't interest me. Do whatever you like with him.
Poor Marquis. Issuing challenges and hurling insults like some Ferelden dog lord.
On freezes, okay.
And all dressed up in your Aunt Solange's
You are
doublet.
gorgeous.
Didn't she give you that to wear to the Grand Tourney?
And Solange.
Think all the brave chevaliers who will be competing left for Markham this morning, and you're still here. Were you hoping to sate your damaged pride by defeating the Herald of Andraste in a public duel? Or did you think her blade could put an end to the misery of your failure? Run along, my dear. Do give my regards to your aunt. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you.
You are amazing.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first enchanter of Montsimard and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
I don't really care about the Marquis. This is one of those things where, as a rule, I try to go for the investigative options, but I couldn't possibly care less about the Marquis. But I feel like do I go for more investigation just as a rule, or do I go for what I actually care about? I don't know. I'm going to try going for this and seeing how I feel afterwards. If I feel like I wasted my time and went out of character.
Is that Marquis going to pose a problem?
His aunt is the Vicomtesse of Mont de Glace. Not a powerful family, but well respected. And very devout.
I'm glad I went this route.
Alphonse will be disowned for this. It's not the first time he's brought his aunt disgrace, but I'm sure it'll be the last. And after such a public humiliation, I expect he'll run off to the Dales to join the Empress's war effort. Either to make a good end, or to win back a modicum of self-respect.
You are like seeing 1,000 steps ahead. You are like manipulative, and you're wonderful.
Charm, Lady Vivienne.
Ah, but I didn't invite you to the chateau for pleasantries. With
Okay.
divine Justinia dead, the chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
Wait. For some reason I was still thinking this was part of Josephine's quest line, because it had like the nobility thing going, but are we getting a second new party member? Oh God. Leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas. I mean, that's... Is this going to be refuse the alliance with the Circle? Why the hell would you refuse the alliance with the Circle? I mean, so it would certainly make things more awkward to accept her at Redcliffe, because we're going to Redcliffe soon to talk with the Rebel Mages, but I'm pretty sure the Rebel Mages are not joining our faction, or if they are, this will be separate. And then there's like... Then there's the romance aspect for her, because... God, you got Cassandra, you got Sera, you got... And now there's this. I really don't know. Investigate. What are loyal mages? I think we'll start out with investigation. We'll see where we think.
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
So you're in favor of returning the mages to the Circle, then?
Where else can mages safely learn to master their talents? We need an institution to protect and nurture magic. Maker knows, magic will find neither on its own.
What are loyal mages? Wait, didn't I already ask that? Is that...
What's in this for you?
The same thing anyone gets by fighting this chaos. The chance to meet my enemy, to decide my fate. I won't wait quietly for distrust. destruction.
Facing it head on. You support the Chantry, yeah.
Are you devout? What's your opinion of the Chantry?
I was a great admirer of the late divine Justinia V.
Yeah, she seemed
The
pretty solid.
Chantry, at its best, unites the disparate cultures of Thedas and looks after its most vulnerable. Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
You are aware that the Chantry hasn't sanctioned this Inquisition.
The Chantry is leaderless. They're in no position to officially sanction anything. Besides, my dear, if there is one virtue the Chant of Light teaches us, it is forgiveness. Once the Inquisition has sealed the breach, I'm sure the new Divine will not care in the slightest about official permission.
Yeah, that is pretty true.
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that
Oh, yeah.
magic exists
I think
to
you
serve
said
man.
this already, okay.
I support any effort to restore such order.
What exactly can you do for the Inquisition?
I am well versed in the politics of the Orlesian Empire. I know every member of the Imperial Court personally. I have all the resources remaining to the Circle at my disposal. And I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
It's so,
Does that mean you'd be aiding the Inquisition from the Imperial Palace?
Ordinarily, I would be happy to serve as liaison to the court.
Oh,
but
you're going to be
these are not
joining my
operating.
party? Are you kidding me?
The veil has been ripped apart and there is a hole in the sky. It is now the duty of every mage to work towards sealing the breach. And so I would join the Inquisition on the field of battle.
So I'm guessing you're also like a Frost type. I actually don't even remember if Frost was a school of magic. No, it was. So I'm guessing you're like a Frost type. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. What are loyal mages?
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the
The
Thedas, right?
people of Thedas, of course.
Yeah, why is that coming
We
up
have
as an
not
option
forgotten
again?
the commandment, as some have,
Let me skip
that
this.
magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
Why was that an option when I think I already did it? I don't know why it came up again. Yeah, whatever. Like, this is one of those things where you're at a party with this masked, powerful mage who's offering you camaraderie and power, and yeah.
Is your interest in the Inquisition Madame de Fer, or is it more personal?
Aren't you charming? It's professional, of course.
Of course, indeed. And then, yeah, so this just keeps coming up. Yeah, welcome aboard.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivienne.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
Oh, boy. And I think she's gonna... I really, really want her in my party with Sera, because I think they're gonna have some head-butting conversations, the whole, like, nobility versus Sera's, like, screw the nobles mentality. Oh, that's so cool. Not of heroes, division and distance. Creatures supposedly... Okay, well, this we already saw. Oh, God, we're getting 2 party members in the last 2 sessions. We got Sera, we got Vivienne. The question now will be, what do we do? Like, will we bring in both? Oh, God, I don't know, because who would sit out? Do you sit Solus out? Solus is like Heals McGee. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. So let's take a look at this. Let's see who we got here. Some features on the screen are not currently Vivienne. So Vivienne, I'm guessing, is... Oh no, she's what kind of whatever we want her to be. So my initial inclination, just thematically, is to go with winter. Let's see. Remind me what winter is. Ice mine. I'm not loving the mechanics of this because it seems very like it seems like the kind of thing you'd want to manually manage. It seems like a lot of positional stuff. Maybe that doesn't really matter. And then there's the issue of healing, and this I don't normally ask strategic stuff in in this. I usually test it out, but I don't know. I guess this is something I will ask: is this a game where at this sort of difficulty level you want to have a healer at all times in your party? I hope not. That feels... Well, actually, I don't even remember how healy the spirit tree actually is. Barrier, protective barrier that acts as... Yeah, so health barrier, protective barrier when you're badly injured, so that's like a self-defense thing. Peaceful aura, less likely to be attacked. Dispel is like situational. Revival is good when people die, but not before that. You know, Spirit, I was thinking of Spirit as like the heal tree. This is not the heal. This is not like... Your allies have an active barrier. Helps them. Is he... Because unless he's putting up barriers... Is he putting up barriers? Did he put this on other players? He must, right? Yeah, he must be doing that. I'm going to... I'm glad that this is not straight up heal tree, because when games have these healing trees, oftentimes they just become mandatory, and you just have one less party slot to deal with, because you have to have a healer there at all times. I guess let me know when you build your parties, how feasible do you think it is to not have like a full-time healer? Because that's the route I want to go. I want to go with Vivienne and use Solus for maybe more challenging or tough things, and yeah, because everyone has potions. I'm gonna build her as... I'm not gonna build her as another spirit mage, because that feels weird. She doesn't feel like a spirit type the way Solus does. She feels more like a control you and fuck you up type. Oh, that's so exciting! It's so exciting we have someone new.
We've got scattered reports of Tevinter sightings in the hinterlands.
Mages?
And their servants, yes. You think they might be connected to the attack on the Conclave?
Assumption Scout Lane. No Circle Mage has ever caused anything like the breach.
Fair point.
So that's really interesting. What we just overheard was that in the hinterlands we weren't just seeing rebel mages, we were seeing Tevinter mages and their servants. So I don't think the breach is likely to be Tevinter caused. Maybe it is, but they're at least active. Tevinter is at least active.
You see that new elf who joined up?
Sera? She's a feisty one.
She put your eye out.
I didn't mean anything by it. Of course. It's good to see us all coming together to serve the Maker.
Never thought the Inquisition would be recruiting free
Knew where she came from. Sera was never quite the quietest girl. Her attacks are loud and they're joyful, but she knew the ways of nobler men, and she knew how to enrage them. She would always like to say, "Why change the past when you could own this day?" Today she will fight to keep her way. She's a rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate. She would always like to say, "Why change the past when you can own this day?" Today she will fight to keep her way. A rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate. Sera was never quite the wealthiest girl. Some say she lives in a tavern, but she was so sharp and quick with a bow. Arrows strike like a dragon. Sera was never quite the gentlest girl. Her eyes were sharp like a razor, but she knew the ways of commoner men, and she knew just how to use them. She would always like to say, "Why change the past when you can own this day?" Today she will fight to keep her way. She's a rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate. She would always
I could listen to this forever. This is such a good song. Oh, how do I give you all the tips? You are... What a song for the new party member. And yeah, everyone else in the bar was also... In the tavern here in Haven was also talking about Haven. I have to get out of here to talk just because I'm going to be distracted by the music because it's so good. So as soon as we get this new party member, we get a song about her. God, and it's such a good song. And nothing, kind of everything we were expecting. Nothing super shocking there. I think it was a tail, probably. Yeah, Sera was never. Sera was never quite an agreeable girl. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm definitely gonna pop that out on YouTube. Sera was never. Her tongue tells tales of rebellion, but she was so fast and quick with her bow, no one quite knew where she came from. Yeah, we don't really know a lot about her. I mean, she's already so we know that she really disrespects nobles and likes stirring up trouble there. And we know she's sassy as hell. And we know that Sera was never quite the quietest girl. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Her attacks are loud and they're joyful. Yeah, and so she has this energy, this energy to her, this really unique energy to her. She knew the ways of nobler men. She knew how to enrage them. Yeah, so she knows about nobles and she knows how to screw with them. Why change the past when you can own this day? So I don't quite know what that means. Whether that means that she's something in her past that she's not super happy with, that she's kind of running from, but I don't know. Or whether it's just kind of a live day by day, seize the moment type thing. Her eyes were sharp like a razor. She knew the ways of commoner men, and she knew just how to use them. That's an interesting line. Mostly because it knew the way, because that's not like she's a woman of the people and will do whatever it takes. Look down, look down. She's not necessarily that type, because it's the ways of commoner men and just how to use them. I don't know whether commoner in this case means like poor or working class, or whether it means like, I don't know, like just generic bros. But wow, I'm looking forward to meeting her. The other thing I'm really looking forward to learning about is the elf thing, because in this playthrough my character is very elfy, like, you know, connected to being an elfish, connected to being an elf, connected to the Dalish clans, takes pride in being Lavellan, and that sounds like something that is going to clash against Sera, because Sera was talking about, like, oh, you're an elf, I hope you're not too elfy, I hope you're like, you know, like you hear that sometimes, but like, I hope you're gay, but if you're gay, I hope you're not one of those gays. I hope you're not flamboyant about it. I hope you're shoving it in everyone's face. And that's like, it's not a great thing, and I'm really curious to see why that is for someone who's an elf herself. I mean, that was conflating race and gender, and that was just kind of a top of head thought, so kind of ignore that. Let's talk to Sera. Okay, I can't really dance in this game.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wait. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
I'm surprised you care about that. The Conclave tried and failed. Which side are you on? Yeah, I don't think she's picking a side between those things. There's more going on. Yeah, I don't think it's just about them. It's about the breach, too.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. Doesn't come down. That's weird. And that's the point, right? It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
It's very Game of Thrones-y thing, with all this internal politics and like backstabbing and treaties and alliances, and there's zombies beyond the wall who don't care about any of it. Though this breach, I have a feeling that this breach cares about that in some way. Like, I don't think this breach is separated from the politics of this world in the way that, well, I won't get into the details of the Game of Thrones thing, but I don't think the breach is separate from the politics of the Chantry and Thetis and the whole world here. We'll help them see. You think it should be easy? questions are those?
Is there something else you're looking for? Like what's behind all this?
Maybe. I don't know. First things first, right? I help you, march, arrow, kick. Then
You're
people
glorious.
stop being stupid, and everything starts to make sense again. Sound good to you, old touched Lady Herald?
I think I'll enjoy having you around, Sera. I hope you'll feel the same.
Kinda. Suppose. Maybe. See you, Herald. Herald. I have to do something about that.
Ah, this is what a cool character. I'm just so happy she's here. By the way, I've read Jenny says drop and grab operation available. We got to check that out. What I was going to say is that yeah, the more I think about it, in terms of like romance path for this character, I think she'll be kind of a bit flirtatious with kind of whoever's there, but I don't think she's going to be polyamorous, and I don't even know if that's an option in this game.
Yes.
And partly because of the elf thing, and partly because this is just such a fascinating character, I'm going to start off pursuing that line with Sera, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, again, this may change depending on who we meet, and I mean, Vivienne is frigging amazing, but I think, again, just for this particular character, I'm really interested in the Sera romance line. Play more music. Play more music. Okay. God, after this, seriously, I almost want to pause this and queue up. Sera Was Never on YouTube right now because it just gets into my head. Who else is here though? Solus is over there. I wonder if Solus will have anything different now that we've met Vivienne. Just as another mage, I kind of doubt it.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, yep, nope.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Okay. And I'm just excited. And Solus, again, Solus is interesting, but I really want Vivienne in the party over him. Just it's not even like a remote question. So Vivienne is situated in the chapel, in the chantry rather. Josephine Manave. Okay. Yeah, let's head to the. Yeah, let's head to the chantry. Sera was never the quietest girl.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead.
Of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses as well as the capital.
Goes with the risk. The chantry is not dealt with. I'll go with at least we made contact.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
Oh yeah, he's
He has taken the orders somewhere. But to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
You must choose soon. We should meet the mages, we should meet the Templars. Gosh. I hope we don't have to just flat out pick, or maybe we pick one and then we'll meet the other.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
Think it's a trap. I don't know if it's a trap. I think they're going to try to use us in some way. Yeah, there's always danger. I
So
think
it'll
we
be
just gotta.
dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fae.
If
Before.
some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help.
Oh, are we going to learn about agents
In
now?
the meantime, we should consider other options.
Okay, so not coming to an immediate decision right now. I'm fine with that.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared.
Alright, I remember that quest.
I didn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing
Who are the Grey Wardens? Okay. Like, yeah, and I mean, my character hasn't necessarily played Dragon Age Origins.
Grey Wardens. I'm not familiar with them.
They're an ancient order that has existed to fight darkspawn invasions since the first Blights, thousands of years ago. They have faded since those glory days, but haven't disappeared entirely. Ordinarily, their order is neutral in political affairs, but they appear in strange places.
Why tell me? That's... Oh, of course she's going to tell us. I don't think they're, like, manipulating things. Maybe, I don't know who's the Grey Warden, like, leader right now, or who's in charge of them, so, I don't know, maybe.
It does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
So we'll be going back to the hinterlands.
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
It's so cool to see... Ooh, big experience burst. Codex Unlock the Wrath of Heaven. We have a couple of codices to look at. It's so cool to see Leliana in this new role. Because in Dragon Age Origins, she was like a young... Actually, I don't know how young she... Power Plus, too. She was like a youngish woman trying to find her way. New operation. She was like a young woman trying to find her way. She was kind of pretending to... But she wasn't pretending. She was like this former spy who was now like a Chantry novice and kind of wide-eyed, as much as you can be for a hardened spy. And here she's like operating on a whole new level, and it's just a cool character development for someone who's really the same basic character. Okay, so there's a couple things to do here. Let me look at the codices, especially for the new characters here, because I'll check those out, and then I think I'm going to call it for now. Grand Enchanter Fiona. Grand Enchanter Fiona is considered... So this is the woman in... yeah, this is the woman who invited us to Redcliffe, I think. Grand Enchanter Fiona is considered an anomaly among mages. She is, for instance, the only member of the Circle of Magi ever to leave due to recruitment by the Grey Wardens and then return. The circumstances of that return are largely unknown, so she might be tied to the disappearing Grey Warden shenanigans then. But the notoriety she gained within the Circle allowed her to rise rapidly in the ranks. She became first Enchanter of the Montsemard Tower, and then elected Grand Enchanter at the College in Cumberland. The latter was based on her advocacy for greater mage freedom, a view she claimed her time with the Warden supported. Urging for a vote on the matter led to the College of Enchanters' dissolution in 940 Dragon, and then, when a vote was attempted secretly, to Lord Seeker Lambert of the Seekers of Truth arresting Fiona and her fellow enchanters. She was, yeah, this makes sense that she was the rebel leader. Following their flight to the ruin of Anderal's Reach, the escaped mages held and passed a final vote on the Circle of Magi's independence. This began the Mage Rebellion. While Fiona was no longer holds the official position of Grand Enchanter, most mages still consider her an integral part of the rebellion's leadership. Okay. I like that. I mean, I like all of these, but I like how this is kind of... It's very... This art is very... What's the term? Not down to earth, but there's not a lot of frills or floof on it. I mean, it's very straightforward. Like, something like this is ornate as hell, and this is not. This is very, like, simple dress, simple color scheme. Here we are, Sera. So what's this? This is Sera with mountains in the background, fans. I think those are flowers or leaves. She's got a bow. There she is, standing proud, with windows, like looking at a noble church, maybe. That looks like a church, maybe. She's like outside of it and in that realm, though. I don't know. This report by Josephine has been defaced numerous times in a different hand. On Sera, Red Jenny and Velocissima Lady Parts von Knuckle Velocissima Lady Parts von Knuckle Fronts. This is Another of Sera's. This has got to be another alias. It falls to me to comment on this Red Jenny, for as a creature of the court, I must have seen the effect of her actions. That's right, we're seeing this for Josephine's eyes. This is really interesting, although I cannot be certain. Does that make them effective or ineffective? What I know is that she has vexed cities. Why is she in quotes there? She has is it because she doesn't believe Red Jenny is a real person? Has vexed cities guardsmen across Thedas and always escaped, accessing all available records. It seems clear that there have been multiple embodiments of the name, often at the same time. The limitations of communication are such that this is impossible to verify in the moment. Oh, okay. It's because the she is in quotes because Red Jenny is. It sounds like the specific person can change. Like it's almost like a title more than necessarily being Sera all the time. A crude drawing of a guard with her breeches at her ankles. The severity of the attributed actions vary wildly, from petty to outright vicious. While official reports label these actions unfair, I have knowledge of many names as victims, and several are of suspect character. Sera would call them something altogether untoward. Yes, Mum, shit's the lot of them. So this is, what is this again, the context here? So this is a report by Josephine about Sera that Sera has edited. There are tales of Red Jenny targeting criminals, slavers, and even assassins' guilds. The benefit of having a local is that tales of Red Jenny targeting criminals, slavers, and even assassins' guilds. So she's not just about the nobles then. The benefit of having a local, I don't know why that's in quotes, is that they're invested in regional concerns. Although this obviously varies, I can discern no protocol. Don't need a title to be awful and deserve it. Right, so it's not just about the nobles that she's after. She's like an avenging angel sort of thing. So who is our Red Jenny? She has been amusing herself in Val Royeaux for some time, although it is clear from her accent that she is deeply Ferelden. She met with outright laughter my inquiry as to whether she had any special elven concerns that I could address. Or Josephine asked the same thing of me. Josephine is like, who's like the HR person here. I have conferred with Liliana. Yeah, she wants to really distance herself from the elven thing. I have conferred with Liliana about the danger of this group, and our estimation that this incarnation of Red Jenny is at least a good distraction. Yeah, so Red Jenny is like the Dread Pirate Roberts, basically. Oh, the scary one cares. Liliana's the scary one? Interesting. And then I think there's probably one for Vivienne. Better be one for Vivienne. Yeah. Madame de Fer, look at that frigging art. Is that a snake she's holding? It is a snake she's holding. This is up there with the greatest, with the best art in this game so far, which is saying something. Look at that. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned. An assiduous and talented scholar, Vivienne rose rapidly through the ranks of Montsemard's circle. When she made a full-fledged enchanter, she elected to join no fraternity, a decision that shocked colleagues, but may have been a calculated maneuver. Yeah, I get the sense she's a calculating one. When she successfully applied to be appointed enchanter to the imperial court, nearly every fraternity clamored for her favor in hopes of having a representative at the Empress's ear. She was voted first enchanter of Montsemard at an age young enough to cause scandal. The circle widely regards her as the most shrewd and disciplined mage in Orlais. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with her and with Sera and just this whole thing. Yeah, so that's going to wrap it up for this time. Next time, I'm going to finish off the codices that we have lingering. We'll check out the quests in the area. I want to talk to... Where's Vivienne anyway? Vivienne is there, front right. Yeah, I'll talk to Vivienne. and I will check in on the operations table in the war room. And then eventually we'll make our way down to Haven. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.